Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks if you've already introduced yourself in the chat. It's so nice to see you from all the different countries and places that you're calling in from. oh yeah, please go ahead and keep introducing yourself if you didn't get a chance yet. And I'm gonna stick our resources for today in the chat there so you can access them. We'll put them in a few times if it goes by too quickly with all the comments coming in. So here's the Padlet we're on today. I'm going to use one of my favorite features in Padlet to play this Padlet as a slideshow. So you can click on the play button right here. And then each post in my board will become a slide. It'll put a QR code here for me. And so you can do this with any Padlet. And as it changes, it'll keep updating as well. So today we're going to talk about new features. We're always really excited to show you all the newest things that have happened in Padlet. So we have a bunch of new things to share today. But first, a quick introduction. My name is Zareen Levien. I'm the Education Marketing Manager here. Before joining Padlet, I was for a long time in public education here in San Francisco, in high school and elementary school. And then I was a digital learning coach and director for many years here. So I worked with all different grade levels. These are some of my students engaging together with some iPads and doing some coding on the rug there. So I keep thinking back to all the students I've worked with over the years and really help that inform what I think Padlet can do with students and what I share with you all. So I hope you take away some things that'll be really useful for your students today. And Julia is here with us as well.
Yeah, hi, good morning and afternoon and evening to everyone. I'm the product marketing manager at Padlet. I know what all the new features are, but I'm curious to see how Zareen will have put them together in some nice use cases for you and good examples. So I'm here to learn too, and I'm also here to answer any questions that you might have. So if you do have any questions, next to the share button at the bottom of your screen, there should be a Q&A button. And if you click that, you can put any questions in the chat. I'll probably know the answers to most of them. And if I don't, we'll pause at a few points so Zareen can address any other questions. So I'll try to be attentive, but please at any point in time, feel free to put your questions in the chat.
Yeah, we look forward to hearing from you all and seeing what you all think about some of these new features. Okay, so here's our short agenda today. We just have 30 minutes, so we're going to get through. So I've started doing some community examples at the beginning of each of these sessions. So I pulled in a few new ones today, and then, of course, a couple of new features. And we always have some resources that you can come away with. And I'll just put our board again in the chat there. So to start off, I wanted to share a few different examples that we've come across from the community. This first one I thought was really fun. I'm going to click into it here. This is a haiku board from a school that uses Padlet. And this teacher in middle school, so about 11 or 12-year-olds, used Padlet to make some haikus. So these are all student haikus, and they put together with images. You can see there's kind of a theme here about being excited about the last few weeks of school and summer coming, and a few sports fans as well. So I thought that was a really fun idea to use with Padlet. And then this next one, a teacher that I've worked with here in San Francisco, and he's doing some capstone projects for his older students. So these are 16, 17-year-olds at the end of high school, and they do a senior capstone project. And so he used Padlet both as a landing page to describe the project and talk about how they're going to use primary and secondary resources to make a project. And then he also linked to this template. So this template has kind of the things that the students or this group should fill out as they're planning their kind of end of year project. So I thought that was really neat. And then one more thing that he had on here. Whoops. Sorry, too many windows open here already. How did that happen so quickly? One more example of a student group that started to fill this out. This was a fun project that they decided what their project should be. And you can see their topic here. It's the benefit of sports trading cards on the advertisement of athletes. So they got their sources in here, could link to websites, and this was done by the students. They started outlining their findings and their quotes. And then I thought this was really neat. At the end of this project, the students decided they would make their own sports trading cards for the athletes in their school. And then they had this really cool artifact as well as the research that they did. So I love how some of these projects can have these multiple pieces where there's a teacher piece, a student piece, and then even a physical piece that happens in the classroom or with something that they make. They've used Padlet for those beginning stages. And then this last one was a resource board that we came across. I believe it was shared on socials. We see this sometimes where teachers are just really generous with the resources they put together. So this was a math teacher that put together information on a public Padlet. And I love this example because it shows how adults can collaborate on a Padlet as well. So any useful information, this was all about different activities and different ideas on little graphics as well. So this can be a great way that different subject teachers can collaborate, or if you have a grade level team, or even if you work across schools, you might put some information on a Padlet like this. And sometimes I say Padlet can be like a little mini web page that's really quick and easy to build and really visual. So you don't have to go into a complicated tool to put your resources together. You can really just do it on the fly in a few minutes. All right. So speaking of doing things on the fly in a few minutes, for those who are newer with Padlet, I'm just going to show you. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to padlet.com. I'm going to show you just a really super quick tour of Padlet. If you come to Padlet and you don't have an account, you can make a new account. Just click on sign in. You can make a free account and you can play with some of the things I'm going to show you today. The most interesting place is to go to the make page, and then you can come right here and make a blank board or a blank sandbox. And I'll show you some more examples of these. But when you come in here, you click on this and you can do something very simple, like ask a question, and then you already have a Padlet. You can take this and share this link with students, and then students or other adults can come to the plus button here in the lower right and then they can add their own posts here. They can put text, or if they click on the plus 13, you have so many great attachments you can use. You can use the camera or record video. You can generate an AI image or just search for a regular image. So I'll just search for something here. And then you can make a post that has kind of multimedia and text and can be a great place to collaborate with your students. All right, so that was a super quick version of how to get started with Padlet. And now I'd love to take you into some new features and also let you try this out a little bit. So let me put something in the chat here. Actually, let me grab the link quickly here. Oh, I already see an armadillo here. Lovely. I'm just going to get the link for you all just on one screen this morning and it's slowing me down a little bit, but here we go. So the first thing I'd love for you to do on the Padlet here is answer these poll questions. So what's your experience level with Padlet? You can click on the right answer for you right here. Um, and then how long have you been using Padlet? Padlet's been around for quite a while. I think it might be 13 years now. And I know some people have been using Padlet a long time and some people are just getting started. So let us know where you stand here. And then I already saw that people are sometimes, some of you are already in your evenings. We are in our early morning here in San Francisco, but would love to see what time it is where you're calling in from. Great, thanks for participating in those polls. And just to let you know, you can also make polls on your Padlets by clicking on the plus button. And just like I showed you a minute ago, these attachments, one of them is a poll. So you could just make poll. If you want, you could try that right now. As you're adding posts to this board, you can try making a poll. But my question for you is an animal from where you're from. Sometimes we just have you post a picture or something about where you're from, but I'd love to know something more about where you're from. Yeah, it could be a plant as well, if that's more inspiring. So I'm going to do this and come to my plus 13. You can just do this in text, or if you want to post an image, or I think I'm going to make an AI image. I've been seeing some blue hens near where our office is, and it's by, whoops, a Golden Bridge, Golden Gate Bridge. And so I'm going to try to generate a picture of an animal in a location. So you can try that out with our AI image as well. This will generate a few options for you, and then you'll be able to choose one and post it on the board. I'll just put my location in here. Oh, wow, this is really neat. I'm looking forward to learning about all these different animals. Some of them are so cute. Thank you for participating in this poll. There's also reactions here. So if you want to like anybody's post, you can do that with the little heart right there. And just to go back to our poll, this will keep updating as people keep participating in it. So it looks like we have a mixed group really across the board for experience level and how long you've been using Padlet and time zones. So thank you for sharing a little bit more about your experience with Padlet. Okay, so now we're warmed up. I'm going to take you into a few more features here. This next one, I'm going to talk a little bit about Sandbox. We keep making some updates to Sandbox, and Sandbox is our whiteboard tool. So let me come to that. I showed you it really quickly on the Make page here. So right here, you can make a blank sandbox. And our sandbox tool is just a whiteboard. So it can do other things to Google Jamboard or other whiteboard tools. Even though Google Jamboard is not around anymore, it has a lot of the same tools over here on the right. So you can do things like draw, add text, and you also, under this plus sign, have all of our attachment types. So you can put in your images, your videos, all of those fun things on a sandbox. And I want to show you a few new things about Sandbox that have recently come to pass here. Um, Let me come back to my slideshow. So Julia, these great sandboxes that show you about all the templates in Sandbox. So on this one, I'll put this in the chat. And we just launched these new templates, and you can click into each of these to see an example of the template. So these are built into Sandbox. You can see agree, disagree list. And you can make use of any of these templates when you're making a new sandbox. So if I come back to making a sandbox, it's going to pop for me when I first make a sandbox, or if I add a new page or card on the left-hand side. So you can see down here, I have all these different options. And if I want to see all of them, I can click here. Some of mine are grayed out here just because those are coming soon. They're not quite out yet, but those other templates will be there soon. These are here right now for you to check out. Um, if you close out of that and you want to get it back, sometimes that happens. You can just make another card over here, and then you'll get this little button from a template. So you have a lot of fun options here. So that's one new thing. We encourage you to make some of those, and it's an easy way to just get started with your students on something. Another new thing that we have is, I'll come back to this allowed tools. We have some new fonts and text formatting. So we've had this request a lot to be able to do more things with our font. So this is one that shows all the new things you can do with your font. You can add these different styles. You can add formatting like bold or strike through or lists. You can make different sizes of fonts. This one is in beta, so that means that anyone can still have access to our beta features, but it's not launched for everyone unless you want to turn on beta for your account. And I encourage you to do that because then you just get quicker access to all the tools. So if you are in your account, you can click on the upper right here, and then you can go to settings. And here's where you would turn on beta for your account, and then you can make use of that text formatting right away. Just make sure beta features under settings is turned on right here. The other thing that I wanted to show you that I'm very excited about, sorry, I keep jumping around here a little bit. I'm going to come back to my own sandbox. This actually just launched into beta this morning, so it's very exciting to get to tell you about it. Um, you can now resize your post-it notes. We've had this request a lot too. So I can here and click on the corner here, and I can make tiny little post-its or really big giant post-its, and then you can type some information into here. Again, this will work if you have beta turned on. Soon it will be launched for everyone. So if you don't want to turn on beta, you'll still get this in a week or two. But if you want it right now, turn on beta and give that a try. Okay, let's give it a try ourselves on a sandbox. So this is a cool tool that I used to use with students called a mood. It's originally from Yale University's Center for Emotional Intelligence, and it really talks about how we support our students in their SEL, their socio-emotional learning, and just reflection on their own emotions and being able to share that with others. So this is the mood meter, and the way it works is on this axis, you have unpleasant on one side and pleasant. So that's like how happy you feel. And then on the up and down axis is how energetic you feel. So high energy and low energy. So I would love you to use the text tool and put your initials or your name in the place where you feel like you are right now. So I think I'm feeling pretty happy, but sort of medium energy because it's so early here. So I'm going to put my initials right here. So for example, if you feel super energetic, super happy, you are ready to go, you've had your 5 cups of coffee, you can put your initials up here. And I see there's a lot of folks on here. I'm going to turn off our cursors to make that a little easier. Um, and then if you feel maybe high energy but unpleasant, like angry, you can put your name up here. Or if you're really low energy and you feel just like sad and lonely, I hope you don't feel that way. You can put your name over here or down here if you're just really chill, you're feeling happy but kind of ready to take a nap, you can put your name down here. So this is something you could do with students as well. Just a quick check-in. This could be something you start the day with. My kids in their classroom, they use this tool, and I just saw the t come back to it as like a routine, either weekly or daily, to do a quick check-in so they could kind of see. And I was wondering, would students really admit if they're feeling sad? And actually, they really did. They really were free and put their emotions on here. And so it was a really quick check to see maybe who do I need to give a little extra care or love to or check in with. And then the students see that about each other too, like, oh, this person's having a bad day. Maybe I'll check in with them or give them a nice word or help them out. The next thing down here on the left-hand side, you can go to this next card and add an image or word to describe how you're feeling. You can get some hints from this page if you want. Um, so I'm going to grab one from right here. Maybe I'll say blissful and I'll type that in. If you want to, if you have beta turned on, you can play with some of our text formatting. So after you type that in, I'm going to click on the arrow and click on here. And now I can change my font. Oh, it's already that font. I can change it to a different font style. I can cross it out. I can do italics. So this is if you have beta turned on, or you can just do our regular text if you don't yet. Oh, I see some people are playing with colors as well. This little circle can change my color for me if you want to do that. If you need more space, it looks like we have enough space here. But if you want more space, you can come down. Our mellow person has gone into the mellow area of the sandbox. That's perfect. So thanks for participating here. Um, you might notice that I don't have very many tools here on the right-hand side. So I only have the text tool enabled for us all. So that's something that you can control as well. And I'm just going to add some extra chaos into this right now and turn on a bunch of other tools. So I'm going to come to my settings gear here, and I'm going to come to allowed tools. And I'm going to give you all the tools. So I'm going to select all of them and turn them on. So now if you want to add some other things, you can add images, you can add some shapes, just experiment with all of these things over here on the right. I can come to the plus sign and get some things on here. Oh, some people found the emoji stickers right here. That's not launched yet, but you can play with it on my board. You can grab some emojis on here. So that's actually a perfect one for emotions. Again, if you need more space, come down to the second page here and you can keep playing down there. So we're going to keep adding a lot more things to Sandbox. It can be a really great quick opener for students, as you saw. Quick check-in, quick question, but it's really fun too, because you can add some fun images, emojis, attachments, as well as get a quick check-in. Um, Julia, anything you're seeing on your end that you want to highlight for the group? I'm going to put this back in the chat too.
Yeah, of course. Um, let's see. Lots of good questions in the chat, so thanks for those. Um, I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about making templates in a sandbox. I'm wondering if, yeah, with like the ability to duplicate cards, if that's a way to create a template or to create a whole sandbox that you remake, are kind of the two things that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, great. So yeah, our templates are super useful. And so when I come into a sandbox, I'm going to come to a new sandbox. When I click on the make page in Sandbox, it's going to be the first thing that pops up for me on the bottom. So I know sometimes when I come to a new page, something pops up and I just close it. So it's okay if you do that, but it'll be here down on the bottom. And then you can pick one of these or you can search for all of them. So maybe I want a diagram like this. And I can also just click around and see which one I like. I always love a good Venn diagram, so I'm going to apply that. And then maybe I want to change this now. There isn't an easy way to change the one that I already have, so I'm going to add a new card here on the left, and then it's going to ask me again to start from a template, and then I can come back here and change it. These cards are very flexible, so I can come to the three dots next to a card, and I can delete that card if I want to. It's going to ask me, or I can come to the three dots and duplicate a card. And I can make a bunch of cards here. With our free plans, you can make up to 20 cards here on a sandbox. You can do a lot. You can do a lot of different fun activities there. Great. Thank you for that question. Thank you for all that participation. It's so fun playing on sandboxes. I hope you enjoy it and can try that with your students. Okay, let me take us into one of our other tools. You may have seen this before if you've been to our recent webinars. We have a new tool called Padlet TA. So if I'm on Padlet, right up here is a tool called Padlet TA. It stands for Teaching Assistant. Um, Oh, I just see a question here that I want to make sure to address. It says, when students are working on a sandbox, can they erase other students' work? And the answer is no. So that is an important point. Let me come back to our sandbox here. And you'll notice that you can't erase each other's work. Um, and so that makes it really great. Sometimes you might put something on top of somebody's, but you won't be able to erase it. And except if you're the teacher can erase things. I can also moderate things. So if I want to turn on my settings and come down here to moderation, I can approve posts if I want to by turning this on to manual moderation. And when students connect, they can just come to a teacher's Padlet with a link, just like I showed you. I see that question as well. I can just take this link of my Padlet and I can choose if students have to log in or not. So it can be really easy if you don't want students to log in, just have them come to your link and start sharing, like I did right here. We also have Padlet for Schools plans where you can have students log in with their normal school login. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that at the end, but that's a great way to make a really private, safe environment for your students. Okay, moving us ahead here. I was just starting to talk about Padlet TA. So this is a really cool where you can generate content for your class, things like lesson plans, worksheets. This is all free. You don't actually have to log in to make use of this, but you also can log in with your Padlet login. You can see up here, it's going to give you some suggestions. In this account, I'm a fifth grade teacher, so it's giving me some fifth grade suggestions here for things that are related to that grade level. I can scroll through my suggestions, or I can reload here to get more suggestions if I want more ideas. And under my profile, that's where I've set kind of what grade level I teach and other information about my class. Um, Down here are lots of different things I can make and some tools I can use. So for example, if I'm interested in this lesson plan or if I'm interested in this multiple choice quiz, I can click on this and it's going to generate this for me. So that's a suggested one that's already kind of filled out, but this is also totally free form. I can put my own prompt in here and it'll make me worksheets and lesson plans and that kind of thing. So you can see it'll take maybe about 30 seconds to generate and then it's going to generate some questions for me. And we've added some new things to Padlet TA. If you've looked at it before, those suggestions are new. Um, and we also have a new export option. So you can now export in addition to Google Docs, Google Forms, PDFs. You can also export to Word docs. And we're going to keep working, adding more things to this. Soon you'll be able to export to a Padlet as well. So we want to make this tool really useful for you all to make content for your class that you can share with students whether you want to share that online or print it out with them. So I encourage you to just come to ta.padlet.com or click on it from Padlet here and then start just clicking on things. You can make as many of these as you want. You can try them out. We have a brand new kind of app here or a kind of tool called Reading Passage. I made a few of these already. Let me go ahead here in my slides. Um, so for example, you can make a second grade biography of somebody. So this is a biography of Katherine Johnson. I could say how long I want it to be. I could say how difficult I want the text to be. And you can see it customized this for younger students. So this is for 7 or 8-year-olds. So it can make that kind of reading passage. Um, it could make a test practice reading passage. So I know a lot of folks are taking standardized tests right now. For us in the U, it's the end of the school year, so many students are doing that. So I said, give me some example reading passages, and this is how long I want it to be, and give me some questions. So I know it's sometimes hard to find those practice test questions. And here I can just generate my own. So it's giving me this passage. And then at the bottom, it gave me some questions related to the passage. And then one more example of reading passage here. For this one, for older students, I said, just write me a fiction story about basketball. So imagine I have some students who really love basketball or really love something, and I want to make a reading passage that I can use that will engage them in the content because I know they're interested in that topic. Um, and it can be connected to the content I'm teaching. So if I really want to highlight figurative language, show them some examples that are really relevant and interesting to them, I can generate a passage with that in mind. So here you can see it put in some figurative language for me, even right here in the first sentence. The gymnasium hummed with anticipation, a living, breathing entity of its own. So it really took it seriously when I asked for that figurative language. But you can really customize all of this to be great for your class, to make those supplemental materials or the core materials that you want to help make sure that every student is engaged. Um, one more thing I'll point out on TAs, you can start with a file as well. So if you already have a lesson plan and you want to generate maybe a quiz or a reading passage or something related to that lesson plan, you can up lesson plan or link to it, and then it'll make related materials for you. Yes, TA does do math as well. Um, it can make worksheets with math problems. Um, if I come back here, like I can maybe it might even have an example for me right up here. Yes, here's a geometry example for class activities, or I could make a multiple choice worksheet. Let's say fraction word problems. So I found it super for that, especially the multiple choice questions to give students a little more practice or more homework assignments, or if you're out for a day, a substitute lesson plan or activities for students. So yeah, give it a try. Go to ta.padlet.com. Let me put that link in the chat so you have it. And just give it a try. So here's my worksheet for math word problems. Okay, wow, time always goes quickly when we're having fun here. So let me show you our one last thing. In Padlet, we always have a Padlet template of the month. So I'll show you where that is in Padlet under our gallery page. We have a lot of examples and we also have a featured one. So we try to swap these out every month to give you more ideas. If you came to our last webinar, you saw a lot of these community builders, but if you didn't make it, you can come here and each of these have instructions. So you can make a map for students, you can make a board of AI images. So you can come to any of these. So I could come to this right here, and then I could make a copy of this for my students. If I wanted to make a copy, I just click on the remake button here. And so I'm gonna make a copy of this. I can choose if I want to make a copy of all the posts as well. So that's exactly what you can do. Click on that remake button, and then I'm going to click on this sharing arrow, and I'm going to make sure that these settings are right. So students can write on this. That's great. I want them to make posts. I can give them a QR code or copy the link to the board. So I'll give this to you right now. If you want to play on this board, you can come here and make some crossbred animals if you want to, and add them to our example page. Um, and that you can do with the AI image tool right here. So go ahead and play with that one if you want to. And then unfortunately, our time is quickly coming to a close here. I'm going to pause one more time and see if there's other questions, Julia, that are coming up in the chat.
Lots of good ones. I'm seeing some that are about how to contact support and also about features that are free to use or if they're paid. And I'm assuming that you'll be getting to those shortly. So I think it's a perfect segue.
Oh, awesome. That's great. Yes, to wrap up, let's go through those things. Here is a feedback form. We'd love to hear your feedback about this session or about Padlet in general. If you have any requests for what we do next on the product or in these sessions. And then I heard those questions about is Padlet free? Yes, Padlet is free and you can use all the features I showed you. The only thing to note, you can make 3 Padlets for free. And then if you want more Padlets, then you can buy a subscription. So start with the free account. If you're just getting started, you can try out all the features and see if you want to make more Padlets and need a subscription. Here is our link to subscriptions if you want to check those out. And this also shows you what's included in the free account. Our school accounts are really amazing if you can get it for your whole school and collaborate with others. You get unlimited Padlets for yourself and your students, and then you can also use your school logins to keep your Padlets really private within your own class. Um, a couple of other resources here for you. Upcoming sessions are here. Put that link in the chat. We'll continue to have sessions monthly for our brand new features. If you want to contact us, the best way is to email hello@padlet.com and we'll get back to you probably in the same day. We have an amazing support team. And then lastly on here is if you want to go a lot deeper, 30 minutes is short, go ahead and check out our PD 101 course. It'll take you through all the things about Padlet in about an hour, and you can get a certificate at the end to complete that. So one more time here, the feedback form, would love to hear your feedback. It's a really short form. Thank you so much for joining us, whatever it is in your time zone, your morning, evening, afternoon. We really love seeing you at these sessions, and we hope to see you at the next one. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.